are now being connected to your conference.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right as well.
Good.
So I had a question, and I think I said it was regarding graphs, but
Uh-huh.
I'll pull it up here. Okay, so what we're working with is this question, and it's saying for the function g, whose graph is given, arrange the following numbers in increasing order and explain your reasoning. So I guess it's talking about like the inclination of the slope of the tangent line at these points.
Yep.
It is?
You just kind of have to eyeball it, and yeah. So you just need to basically have to eyeball it and sort of figure if it's steeper or less steep, or if it's positive or negative.
Okay, so I guess
You know,
since we're talking about steep, if it's steep, what exactly does that even mean?
so steep. So if you think of a line through the origin, a line with a smaller slope looks more like the axis, and a line with a steeper slope, is farther away from the x-axis. So
Correct.
this would be like a small slope right here,
Okay,
and then that's kind of a larger slope there. So it's increasing faster, so it goes up faster.
mhm,
So, if you're looking at, for example, I don't know if they asked this one, at -1, it looks like there's a horizontal tangent, so the slope is 0 there, and the same at 1. So let's see, what did they ask us for? G prime of -2, so that's over here. Okay, so that's a positive number,
how do you know it's positive?
pretty steep.
How do you know it's positive?
So if the line slants up to the right, that's a positive slope. And if you go to the right, if it's slanting down,
Mhm,
that's a negative slope. And if it's horizontal like that, that's m equals 0. So that's a 0 slope.
So it's only about judging what, like if it's going, so you're saying that if it's going upwards in the, like to the first quadrant, it's like positive, and if it's
Mhm.
going downwards relative to the first quadrant, it's negative?
Mhm.
So let's say if I had, let's say something like this, would this be negative?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're saying that what about if I put it here?
Yep. Still negative.
Okay,
Right. So if you go to the right, does it go down? Right. That's a negative slope.
as you go
And
to
this
the
one,
right.
if I go to the right, yeah, it goes up. Right. So that's a positive slope.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's all about, I see, okay, yeah, that makes sense. The rise over run is positive, so got it.
Yep. Yeah. That's right. Okay. So they gave us up here. They gave us a bunch of numbers. So they gave us 0. So anything that we know is positive is going to be bigger than 0. So we can see that one is positive. That one is negative, right? It's slanting this way. That one is positive, and that one is positive.
So
So
these
we
are
know
positive.
we know the place for 2 things, right?
Mhm. So these are positive,
like-
you're saying these are
So
positive.
G prime of
Mhm.
yeah. So G prime of 0 looks like it's negative, so that's going to be less than 0. And And then it's just a matter of the positive ones, figuring out which ones look like they have the biggest slope.
So you're saying that
And that's
it's
kind of a,
about the distance away from the x-axis is what you said?
yeah, if you looked at, if you kind of, just put an axis through that point, it's right here. And if you looked at the slope of the line, how much distance is there between that? Is it steep or is it flatter?
I think this is
And-
definitely the steepest.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with you. So that would be the biggest one of all these. So that would be the last one on our list. So G prime of -2 is the biggest one.
Well, it would really be the first. I think it's saying arrange the following in increasing order, right? Oh, okay. Increasing order. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
This is the last.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think our other candidate was at G of 2, G prime of 2.
yeah,
So this is the second to the last. And
yeah, that's right.
and then here, this is negative, the one at 0, G of 0,
Yep,
but it's steeper than G of 4.
right. But we're taking into account the positive and negative. So if they say increasing, that means negative. Any negative number is smaller than 0, is smaller than any positive number.
Okay, so essentially what you're saying is, well, let's sort of look at it this way. We had G of -2, and then you said G of 2, and then you're saying that G of 0, because it's negative, it's not gonna be greater than G of 4.
Right.
So, and
Nor 0. Yeah.
so I guess G of 2 we already said. So that means G of 4 is the next one in line.
Yep.
Okay. And then I guess the only one is G of 0. But actually it would be 0,
Or-
right?
Let's see. Yep, 0 and then G prime 0. Yep.
Okay, got it. So I think the takeaway here is that, if the line is, going upward to the right like this, then it's positive.
Mhm.
And then you said that,
Yep.
if it's going like, if you can't go upward to the right, then you're forced to go upward, you're forced to go down. So that means it would be negative.
Mhm.
And then you said that we would judge, you said like you said this was 0, so that wouldn't have any weight. And you said that the inclination of the line is measured by the distance away from the x-axis. So this is steeper than
Yeah, kind of. Mhm.
this here, is steeper than this here. Okay. And the more
Yep.
steep it is, the more steep it is, what connection did you draw there?
The steeper it is, the larger the larger positive number the slope is.
So the larger the steep.
Right. So if you know it's positive, then if I was comparing the slope of that line with the slope of that line, the slope of this line is a bigger number than that one.
You're saying the slope of this line? Sorry, the slope of this line here
Yes. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
bigger.
So,
Okay.
if you wanted to look at, better, you could do like y equals 0.2 x. So that has a slope of 0.2. So that's a steeper slope. It's a bigger number.
Mhm.
There's
Okay.
2x, so, yeah, so as the slopes get larger, they kind of rotate sort of counterclockwise the line, right? It sort of makes a bigger angle with the x-axis would be another way.
I see, I see.
Or with the horizontal, not
Right,
necessarily the x-axis, right, but with a horizontal line to the point.
right, right. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I had no idea about that. Yeah. Um,
That doesn't always get explained really well. You know, people just throw it out there and they kind of think, you know, since you had algebra at some point, you already know this, and they kind of throw it under the, you know. So it doesn't, I try to explain this thoroughly when I teach calculus. My students don't listen to me though.
mhm. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But let me ask you this: if you kept going counterclockwise like that, would would those slopes on the other side of the of the y-axis, like all those slopes on the other side, would they be would they have a like their slope would be less as compared to the ones on the right?
Yeah, because they'd be negative, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so there's kind of a break there because the y-axis has an undefined slope, right?
Mhm.
Because it has rise, but it's over a zero run,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's undefined.
Sure.
And so when you switch over to the other side, right, now we have negative slopes. So
Got it. Got it. So that orange line is it has it like its slope is less in quantity compared to the blue, the red, and the green.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Although in magnitude, it's the same as the green line,
Right.
but
Right.
in the actual number line, it's smaller,
I see. Yeah.
As in-
Surely.
further to the left, you know.
Right. Certainly. Yeah. Awesome. Great. Well, I'm glad. I was honestly looking at it as like increasing and decreasing, but I don't know. I couldn't draw the connection as firmly as you have, but I really appreciate it for you clarifying that.
Sure. Okay, good. Glad I could help.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.